Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to show you how I took this foam pattern, metal cast aluminum using the lost foam casting technique, and turned it into solid aluminum. I carved out the pattern using my CNC router, carving it out of polystyrene XPS foam. I then applied sheetrock joint compound mixed with water to the foam, as well as gluing on another piece of styrofoam to the pattern. This is what I'll be pouring the molten aluminum into. I applied a really watered down mixture of the plaster to the pattern because in my last cast I had a lot of air bubbles that were trapped underneath of the plaster. This hasn't really happened before, and I do think last time my coating was a little bit thicker than normal. With the sheetrock joint compound completely dried, it's now time to perform the lost foam casting process. All you have to do is bury the foam pattern in a steel container, filling with dry sand, filling it all the way to the top. Because the foam pattern I'm using today sticks out higher than the container, I'm going to just add this extra layer to contain the remainder of the sand that I'll be pouring in to lock this crucible into place. This is just an old crucible of mine that I retired. I cut out the bottom of it and I'm going to be using it as a pouring cup. I'll simply pour the molten aluminum into it and it will funnel down and burn away all of the foam. To start today's metal melt, I'll be melting down some aluminum scraps that are left over from a previous metal cast that I've done. If you haven't seen it, definitely head back into my older videos and check it out. So I got my furnace ready, and inside of it there was a nest. So I pulled out the crucible and emptied out the nest, and the darn mice ate away at the ceramic insulation on the outside of the furnace. So now I guess I'll be re-insulating my furnace, probably before my next metal melt. Some of you may be wondering why there's sand around my casting area. Well, that's because I think it's a good safety measure so I don't destroy my driveway any more than I already have. And you can even see pieces of aluminum stuck to my driveway. If I peel it up, I'll be peeling up the blacktop, and I definitely don't want to be peeling up my driveway. With the aluminum melting down in the crucible, it's now time to grab some more scrap aluminum and add it to the furnace. After adding all that thin scrap aluminum, I'm now going to add a cutoff from a previous metal cast. It's a pretty good solid chunk of aluminum. And of course, I'll continue adding some of this thin aluminum to the crucible. I didn't film it, but I added a large piece of aluminum into the crucible. This is going to be the last piece that I add before pouring the molten aluminum into the mold. I'm just using my stirring stick to press it into the molten aluminum to aid in melting it down. With the aluminum completely melted, I'm now going to scrape away any of the slag or dross that has risen to the top of the molten aluminum. After I was done melting, I looked at the furnace and noticed this weird location on the side of it. This is where I was missing that ceramic fiber on the inside of the furnace. It's been about 15 minutes. This aluminum has now solidified and I can now remove it from the sand. After letting this cool a little bit further, I'm now using a wire brush to scrape away any of the plaster from the face of it so I can get a better look at it. From this view, it looks excellent. Turned out really good. Now I'm going to put it in the vise and cut off the extra aluminum. With the aluminum cut off, I'll now put it back in the vise and use a wire wheel with my Dremel tool to clean it up the rest of the way. Unfortunately, even though my plaster was really watered down, I still got a few bubbles. I'll now use the Vevor belt sander to sand away the location where I cut off the extra aluminum with the hacksaw. I did a lot of sanding to the face of this piece, ranging from 180 all the way to 1000 grit sanding paper. I thought it was good, but it's not enough. So now I'm going to shine it up with some mag aluminum polish from Mother's. I'll apply the polish using a rag, wipe it around the entire face, and clean it up with some soap and water. And now I'm left with a beautiful piece. And now we're going to put this on the scale and see how much this thing weighs. 1.37 pounds, 623 grams, 0.62 kilograms, and 2.2 ounces of aluminum.